Hey guys, today we're gonna do the Tom Ford Moonlit Violet palette. If you're interested in hearing about it and seeing how it looks, stay tuned. So welcome back guys, and for anyone that's new, welcome to my channel. We are on the third intensity of the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Eye and Face palettes. I have done the Rose Cashmere, the Red Harness, and now the Moonlit Violet, which is Intensity 2. I did not pick up the Intensity 3. If you have seen my other videos, you know that I regret that decision dramatically. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm hoping they'll come back, but there's no guarantee that they will. If they do, I will pick it up immediately. So what I'm gonna do is, which I've done in the other videos, is I'm going to swatch the shades, I'm gonna put them on my face, I'm gonna use the exact same brushes, exact same products. I already have on the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate foundation. I have my brows done with the Tom Ford brow gel. I always forget the name of it, the fiber brow gel. You know, if this stuff came in auburn, I would use it all the time. The closest color for me is Chestnut, which is close, but it's not quite right. They need an auburn. Tom Ford, if you're listening, I need an auburn. So let's go ahead and go in. I'm gonna put on a little bit of the Tom Ford blush, which in the other videos I had done beforehand, but I just forgot today. So this is Inhibition, and I'm just gonna put on like a tiny little bit, which is what I did in the other videos. I did not use a lot because I want you guys to really see the contour and the highlight. So as I said, this is the Intensity 2. So I'm going to assume that it has more intensity than the 0.5 and the 1. Here is the contour bronze shade, and here's the highlight. And I'm gonna swatch it next to Terra, which I've done in all of the other videos. Terra is the bronzer that I use from Tom Ford all the time. I need to go get another one, actually. All right. So, this is the Terra. This is the bronzer in this particular kit. This is the highlighter. And you know, interestingly enough, this is the closest to the Terra of all of the bronzers. This is still warmer. All of them have been warmer. The Terra is definitely cooler, but it's the closest in hue and in shade. But it's still, the Terra is still cooler. And I prefer a cooler shade, guys, because my face is naturally cool. I have cool undertones. So let's go ahead, and I'm going on light with this contour bronzer because, again, this is supposedly Intensity 2. If you were to say of the intensities which one I would be an Intensity 0.5, maybe a 1. I'm pretty pale. I actually did go outside yesterday for Juneteenth. I'm filming this on a Saturday. I did go to National Park for the holiday, and I did get a little bit of sun, but I think very little. I don't really tan. So that's the shade. I think as long as I use a light hand, I think it looks fine. I think it looks very nice, actually. Again, all these shades have been a little too warm for me, but still really nice, and I'm enjoying them, so I don't have anything bad to say. I am going to, at the end of this video, show you guys all the bronzers and highlighters from each palette side by side. So now I'm gonna go in with the highlighter. I'm gonna guess this is a more intense highlighter, yes. And I'm correct. Oh, that's very pretty. none of them have been, like outlandish or anything. None of them have been like, oh my goodness, now I look ridiculous kind of thing. They've all been, reasonable. I'm just buffing it in with my Sonia G. Nothing on the brush, guys, just the brush. Okay, so I'll bring you in a little bit closer so you can see how it looks before we start the eyeshadows. Okay, so now you're closer in. You can see, I'll pull my hair back a little bit so that you can see the full effect. I think it's a nice shade on me. I actually think it looks pretty. I don't think it looks too warm. It is a little warm for me, but again, so were the other shades. I actually think I like this one more than the others. And in fact, I think I like this highlighter more than the others, which is interesting because this is the deepest intensity, but there's the highlight. Excuse the grays that I have. I got my hair colored 2 weeks ago. Let's go ahead and swatch the shades. So, as I said, this is Moonlit Violet, so we're gonna expect the shades to reflect that. Although I will tell you, in all of the other shades and all the other palettes that I've had, I haven't been, I'm not gonna say not impressed, because that's not fair. The shades have all been pretty and the quads have all been very nice. I just haven't been like blown away or anything. There's a couple shades, like the red harness, there's 2 shades in the red harness that I love. In the rose cashmere, there were 2 shades that I loved. So, I didn't love all the shades and all the palettes. Anyway, okay. So, those are the 4 shades. And I'll be honest, looking at this just like right off the bat, I think these are really pretty. This is definitely a cool palette. If you guys have watched my channel a little bit, you'll know I tend to go for warm palettes, but cool works too. All right, so let's go into this, what I would say is the most purple of the shades. The other ones are more like a violet or a grayish. And let's start with that as the transition. So guys, I have picked up in the last couple days some new products. I did get the Natasha Denona bronze palette. I did pick up some of the Fenty sheer shiny. Anyway, I picked those up. I picked up 3 shades today. And it's funny because 2 of the shades are like, they're all sheer, so I think it'll be fine. But 2 of the shades are like my, I'm neutral Jennifer, and these are the shades that I feel comfortable with shades. And then one of the shades is not. And I just liked it. I just liked the shade. And I know that it's probably gonna be like too dark and too brown on me. I don't care. I just liked it, so I bought it. It wasn't ridiculously expensive, and I feel like, if I don't like it, so what? Okay, so this is the purpley shade, and it's very pretty. What I would say is it's not super pigmented. I mean, it's definitely pigmented. It's just like you can build it. If you're looking for something a little more soft, you can do that. If you're looking for something more intense, you can build it out, which is what I'm doing now. And I'm gonna have a little bit too much on, guys. Like I'm gonna go a little outside, but what I'm trying to do is more of a, not smoky, but like evening look, because I kind of figured like violet smoke, I mean, I know it's Moonlit Violet, but anyway. Okay, so let's go in, let's use this. It's like a grayish purple to intensify Oh yeah, that's really pretty. That's a really nice shade. That was the darkest one that I showed on my hand, guys, and that's a very, very pretty shade. So I picked up the Natasha Denona, as I said. I picked up the Fenty. I picked up the Wayne Goss brushes, and by the time this video goes up, that review will be up. I thought about using the Wayne Goss brushes to do this, but then I realized that would be cheating because I didn't use them for the other palettes and I want it all to be the same. So I did not do that, but you will see my review. Let's go into the lilac shade, which is this shade. There are other things that you guys are like dying to see. Let me know. I do have a couple of videos coming up on Dior and Dolce & Gabbana. I actually have a bunch of Dolce & Gabbana, which is a brand I'm of course very familiar with, but I've never used any of their beauty. So this is gonna be interesting. We'll see. We'll see how it works. And it was not easy to get. It's a huge pain to get. So we'll see how that goes. So that's coming up. Dior's coming up. Clean Beauty, Juvia's Place, and a couple of others. And I'm gonna be doing a first impressions with all of those. So that's coming up too. There's a lot. There's a lot. I feel like I actually have been putting up a lot of videos back to back instead of my 2 to 3 a week, and that's just because there's been so much coming out, and I don't, you know, for the newer releases, I like to try to get them out as quickly as I can so you guys can take advantage of it if you can, because things sell out. Like these Tom Ford palettes, by the time I ordered them and went back 10 minutes later to look at the third intensity, they were gone. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. But some of the other things like the Wayne Goss brushes or the Marc Jacobs that I put up or some others, you know, these things do sell out, and some of them are limited edition. So I try to get them up if I can, you know, as soon as possible. Let's go into this shade here, which is like a shimmery violet. Gonna kind of put that on the inner corner of my eye. And I will also put it in my brow bone. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the Wayne Goss number 3, nothing on the brush, and just kind of buff that out. And then I'm gonna take the smoky purple shade and go line under my eyes. Okay, so we're taking the smokiest shade and going under the eye, and then I'm kind of putting it out on the V over here, and I'll blend it out a little bit better in a second. But I bet that would be a pretty shade if it, I mean, it is a pretty shade, but I bet it would be pretty wet. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of that and I'm gonna intensify the corner here. Kind of smoke that out a little bit. So I think I might take a little bit of the highlight. Yeah, just to lighten that up a little. And I'm gonna go back in with that like smoky shade into the crease, more pronounced into the crease. Okay, so now we're super close, closer than you can be to a person right now out in public. So I wanted to show you the eye look, then I'm gonna put on some liner, we'll do the mascara, etc. So that's what the finished eye look is. I wanted to do a smoky look with this. Now I don't have like a purple in a Tom Ford, but I do have a navy black, which I actually think will work. And I'm just gonna go on the top here. The reason I chose this one, I have Midnight, I have a green, I have metallic moss, which is my favorite. Strangely enough, I don't have black in like a pencil. I don't know. It's weird, the things that you know, like you're always like, oh, I don't need black because I have a black one, and I do. I have many black liners, but not a Tom Ford one. Okay, so I'm gonna curl my lashes, put on the mascara, and then we'll come right back. So mascara is on. This is the Badass mascara. It's the same mascara I've been using for all of the videos, and I will tell you that the Badass mascara is a really good mascara. I really enjoy it. I explained in the first video that I have only a sample size because I bought the Badass Quad and I disliked it so much. It was one of the few things I've ever returned. And so I got the sample in like a Christmas set or gift or something, and I didn't use it for like the longest time because I just thought it would be just like the Quad. And then when I finally did use it, I was like, oh wow, this is really good mascara. So eventually I will actually buy it. I haven't bought it yet, but I will, because I do enjoy it. And if it was like a limited edition or something, I would have bought it by now, but I mean, it is available. In fact, I think it's on sale at Nordstrom's today. So lipstick and perfume. So I thought, since it was Moonlit Violet, that I would go with something with like the purple theme, and I was thinking Tom Ford, obviously. So I went with Lavender Extreme. And I love the scent of lavender. Lavender is one of my favorite scents. If you don't like lavender, you will not like this. First of all, it's gorgeous packaging, as usual. It's in this like silver packaging. I love the smell. It's gorgeous. It's lavender, but more. It's beautiful. It's relaxing. I love the scent. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. And it actually did have a Lavender Extreme lipstick. Came in the same type of packaging, just like the Rose Prick has its packaging, and the Lost Cherry has its packaging that I did with the red harness. This one had a Lavender Extreme in the same packaging lipstick, and I didn't buy it because, well, it's purple, and so I was like, I'm not gonna wear a purple lipstick. What is the point? Now, again, I should have just bought it because I've seen it and it actually looks pretty on most people. It's more like of a sheer thing, and of course it doesn't exist anymore. You can't buy it anymore. I have seen it pop up on like eBay and stuff for like $100, which I'm not doing. So what I'm gonna pair it with today is a shade called Velvet Orchid. Again, along the purple lines. This was a limited edition shade as well. This is actually one of my favorite shades. If it wasn't limited edition, I would definitely buy more of them. In fact, I'm gonna look and see if they are available anywhere because I really do love it. And I think it goes well with this overall look. Kind of violet sheen. I think it's very pretty. It's light. It goes well with pretty much anything. It definitely has a cool undertone, but like purple, I do like cool tones, but it's not as purple as the Lavender Extreme lipstick looked to me. Anyway, again, I should have bought it. This is, I do these things where I'm like, oh, I love that, and then I don't get it. And then I pick up things and order things that I'm just kind of like, eh, it's okay, and then I buy it. I don't know. So anyway, for me, I think it's like mood. Like I get into moods where I'm like, oh, I definitely want to shop and I want to buy things. And then I get in other moods and I'm like, yeah, I don't really like that much. You know, I don't need it, that kind of thing. So, all right. So what I would say about the palettes, this is probably my favorite palette of all three. I like the shades. The purples are beautiful. They're not super pigmented, but they're very pretty. Moonlit, is it moon? Yeah, Moonlit Violet is about right. It's like a violet shade. It's not purple. It's very pretty. I think I think it's a nice shade. I think it goes well with my coloring. I really think it's very pretty. and I like the shades. I think I can do a lot with them. The highlighter and the contour slash bronzer I really like, actually. They're not too dark at all for me, which again is why I should have picked up Intensity 3, but I'm an idiot. Okay, so this is probably my favorite shade. Then I would say Red Harness is my second, mostly for the two warm shades in that quad. The other shades that are in there, actually, I think, go back and look at that video, I think they go better with Moonlit Violet than they do with Red Harness, but that's a different thing. The favorite bronzer is the one that I did today, or the Rose Cashmere, which is the original one. I mean, not the original one, it's the first one I did, because it has a cooler tone. So let me show you on my hand. Rose Cashmere, Red Harness, Moonlit Violet. And what I would say is the Moonlit Violet is cooler, is a cooler undertone. Even though it's darker, it's cooler undertone than the Red Harness, which is not a surprise, which is warmer. And then the Rose Cashmere also is a little bit cooler. None of them are as cool as Terra, which is interesting, like an undertone. And Terra is my favorite. I love Terra. Like, that is my favorite. That's my favorite bronzer, pretty much hands down. I really do love the Kosas bronzer. That one's really, really nice. And the Charlotte Tilbury, I have the light, and it's more of like a, almost like bronzing like powder for my whole face, because it's not that much darker than my skin tone. It's very pretty though. So if you're looking for like a really light bronzer, the Charlotte Tilbury is really nice. Or if you're extremely pale, like paler than me, that thing is amazing. I have that's the other video that I have coming up. A face of Charlotte Tilbury with the medium bronzer and the new lipstick. So many to do. So many to do, so little time, guys. They just keep coming out with stuff. It's like impossible to keep up. All right, so let me show you the highlighters. And the highlighters are very different. I mean, when you see the difference, like, it's drastic, the three highlighters. The bronzers are different, absolutely, but not like this. Those are the three highlighters. Okay, so this one here, this very yellow shade, that is Rose Cashmere. This very peachy shade is Red Harness, and this very white shade is Moonlit Violet. So you've got yellow, peach, and white. Interesting, right? I mean, I'm not saying that I have, obviously Tom Ford's gonna choose with I mean, you know, they're gonna choose the shades, but the peach and the Red Harness makes some sense to me. It plays off the orangey shade that's in there and the cranberry. This white pinky shade in Moonlit Violet makes some sense to me. The yellow in the Rose Cashmere really doesn't make sense to me. I mean, because it's yellow. It's like it's gold yellow. I don't know. I think a champagne would have been better. And again, I don't have the moss agate. I really want it. If anybody sees it, if anybody has it and they don't want it, I'll buy it from you. Honestly, I want to buy that palette so badly. So those are the three palettes, guys. We did it. We're done. I really do like all of them. The formulas are beautiful, and they're Tom Ford. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying that I wasn't blown away by any of them. They're not like my go-tos. There's a couple of quads in Tom Ford that are definitely my go-tos. I have been thinking about doing ranking my Tom Ford palettes, but I think that would be painful. I've seen others do it though, so if you guys are really interested, maybe that's something I'll do. So anyway, great palettes. They're all very pretty. If I was gonna pick, I'd pick the Moonlit Violet, the Red Harness, and then the Rose Cashmere. Although again, like I said, there's different colors and different products in each palette that I like kind of back and forth. If I could make up my own palette, I would mix the things around. So So thanks so much for joining me here today, guys. If you like the content and you like the videos that I'm putting out, please hit subscribe. Please share my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Plus, when we hit the next milestone, there's something that I'm gonna be doing for my subscribers. So you wanna make sure that you're subscribed. Hit that little notification bell so you always know when a new video is going up, because lately I've been adding a lot more videos and not sticking to my Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. And thanks so much again for joining me today, guys. I appreciate it. Hope to see you again in another video really soon. Bye-bye.